Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Glashutte Original Panomatic Inverse, the automatic winding brother of the now iconic Pano Inverse XL. You can see and you can purchase this rose gold watch on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch, with additional accessories included in the sale, high resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Panomatic Inverse. Now, the watch on my wrist was the 2014 successor to the original 2008 Pano Inverse XL. The original Pano Inverse XL took the duplex swan's neck balance bridge layout, originated in the early 2000s by Geo, and translated it into a reverse movement architecture that allowed you to see the entirety of the caliber's business end without removing the watch from your wrist. So the Pano Inverse XL gave way in 2014, or rather I should say, decided to share space in the catalog in 2014 with the Panomatic Inverse automatic winding. Now, the timepiece on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist is big, 42 millimeters across the round of the case, not inclusive of the crown. It's reasonably slim, all things considered, despite automatic winding and that unusual architecture. It's 12.7 millimeters thick with a double-stepped bezel that's conical in profile and allows a dress cuff to easily slide up and over. From lug to lug, the watch is quite wearable at 48.6 millimeters, which is to say, you can see on my 16 centimeter wrist, it's really not close to overlapping the edge, and I believe you could wear this watch comfortably and with decent proportion on a wrist as small as 15 centimeters in circumference. You'll also note that the lugs are very short, as well as tightly downturned as they exit the flank of the case, so ergonomically this is a 42 that wears a little bit smaller than that. Now, the timepiece features a number of interesting refinements about its strap, the first of which is the fact that there is a small recess in the flank of the case on each side. You can see it to good advantage right there, that allows the lugs to be drilled relatively close to the case. So this allows the watch to have a very compact over-the-wrist span. By tucking the strap in as close as possible, the watch doesn't flare out over the edge of your wrist, and if you have a small wrist and you need to pull the strap straight down, you can do that without it being encumbered by the case flank. The other interesting refinement is the use of a nubuck texture to the alligator leather. It's a small rectangular scale. It's a matte finish, but when you feel it, it's almost like suede or velvet. It's quite luxurious, and it's a perfect aesthetic and tactile match to this hefty rose gold case. The last item you can see it's calfskin on the underside. The last item I want to highlight is the substantial single fold deployment, which is beautifully finished inside and out. It has a satisfying weight to it, and it allows you to wear the watch looser on your wrist with a counterweight on the bottom, so it won't move around on top of the wrist if you do like to wear your watch looser rather than tight. The case is simple, though it features an effective use of a linear satin grain that runs the length of the case, in contrast with the polished finish of the bezel as well as the case back. You can see that the lugs themselves feature satin finished flanks and polished hoods with a small transitional bevel along their flanks between the hoods and the sheer sides. When you turn the watch over, you can see the focal point of the timepiece, which is this extraordinary pocket watch style dial. And I say pocket watch style because the dominant aesthetic, in addition to that standout duplex balance bridge, is the three-quarter style bridge, emblematic of pocket watches made in Saxony in the 19th century and early 20th century. Today it serves as a handsome backdrop for the elements that tell you the date and the time, while also providing a small bit of a division and a different focal plane to break up the individual elements, telling you time and the operation of the balance and duplex regulator. So it also provides a partition point. Now, all of the screws are heat blued and kiln fired to oxidize them. They're not dyed. You'll note a small surprise at center. The alpha style hands on the dial actually feature a small amount of luminescence for practicality. Now, you'll also note that the balance is hand engraved on both sides, and the duplex fine adjustment system is actually used for adjusting beat error. Actual rate adjustments are done using the timing pins, which you could see just underneath my thumb. Now the watch does feature hacking seconds. It's a caliber 91. This is technically caliber 9102 with a 42-hour power reserve. The winding system is visible on the case back, but that's not the aesthetic highlight, although I will mention that it works well, and it's a rather refined system that you neither hear nor feel when it's in action on the wrist. So not only do we have the hacking seconds function that stops the balance and the seconds hand to precisely synchronize, but there's actually a, let's see if we can engage it here, there's actually a quick set for the panorama datum, the outsized date. So it's a practical everyday watch, provided the extrovert styling in conjunction with rose gold is for you. It's also a more elaborate and florid style for a dress occasion, but it will work because it is finely executed inside and out. The watch is beautiful in the traditional sense, a combination of colors as we have silver and blue and gold and the violet of pivot jewels on the dial side. The case nicely broken up by the differential finish as well as the horizontal sweep of the case band and the different steps of the bezel itself. This is a timepiece that is uniquely Glashutte Original. If the company has one icon today, it has to be the Panomatic Inverse and the Pano Inverse XL pair. They are the true standouts in the catalog. See and own this one on our website.